friends, welcome to Magic Mustache Math. I am Miss Cosmos and we are going to do topic 11-2, Guided Practice, page 503 in your math book. So, for number 1, do you understand? Locate 15/10 on the number line. Well, the thing that I noticed right away about 15/10 is that the number on the top, my numerator, is larger than my number on the bottom, my denominator. So I see that this is a 1, and if we're having fractions with 10 as the denominator, 1 is going to be 10/10. And then if I come over here, I've got 20/10. This is the same as 2. So I think if I'm going to be plotting fractions, I'm just going to be counting each one of these up. So if this is 10/10, this would be 11/10. This would be 12/10, 13/10, 14/10, 15/10. Here is my 15/10 on the number line. Now for number 2, draw a number line to represent both the decimal and fraction for 8/10. Mark and label the point. Okay, so 8/10. So if I've got 0 and this is 1, and I know I'm going to have, let's see, 9 in between. So let's see, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this will be my 10. And these don't have to be absolutely perfect. You just kind of want to make sure that, you know, there's a good amount of space in between each one, and that they're kind of even, or as even as you can make them. So let's see, if this is, if we're having these as tenths, this is 0/10, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and then this is 10/10 or 1. So this wanted me to mark the decimal and the fraction for 8/10. Well, if 8/10 is right here, I need to also do my decimals. So on the bottom, I have, this is 0.0, and then I'm going to have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then this is 1.0. So my point right here is 8/10 or 0.8, and it is marked right here on my number line. All right, friends, so come on over here to 3 through 6. Name each point on the number line with decimals, fractions, and mixed numbers. So they've got some of these filled in for us. I know that if this is 0.5 here, just 1 over is going to be a 0.6, and I know that that is 6/10 on the number line. So for E, my answer is 6/10, and I'm going to put a comma to separate my other answer, 0.6. Okay, for number 4, H. Okay, so this is showing me 1.5. I know that just 1 back is going to be 1.4, and then I can have this as 2 different ways. I'm going to do it over here to show you. So I've got my decimal is 1.4. Now I could have this as a mixed number and have 1/4, or I can have it as an improper fraction and have my whole number in the top part of my fraction. So that would mean it would have to be 10, and then add my 4 is 14/10. So those are the 3 ways that I could represent letter H. I want you guys to go ahead and try number 5 and number 6 on your own. Unpause the video when you're ready and we'll do it together. All right, friends, so for number 5, we're looking at letter F, which is right here. I've got 1.30 and then 1.35 here. So I'm betting I'm going to probably, if I were going forwards from 1.30, this is going to be 1.31, 1.32, and then F is going to be 1.33. Now, if I am representing this as a fraction, I'm going to have, here's my decimal, 133. Separate this by a comma. I could either have a mixed number and have 133 over 100, or I can put my 1 up here in the top part of my fraction, and that would be like putting 100 up there with my 33, which would just be 133 over 100. For letter G, which is right here, let's see, it's just 1 back from 1.40, so this is just going to be 1.39. Now, if you're wondering why we're putting this over 100, it's because in my decimals, I am going over to the 100th place. So the easiest way to do that is just to make it over 100. It keeps it nice and simple. So if you have just one number to the right of your decimal, you can put it over 10 and it will be the 10th place. If you have 2, go ahead and put it over 100, okay? So 1.39, here's my decimal, 1.39, separate this by a comma. Now I have a whole, so I can write it as a mixed number and have 139 over 100, or I can put my 1 as a whole up in the top part of my fraction. So I just add 100 because 100 over 100 would be a whole. So 100 plus 39 is 139 over 100. All right, so let's come down here to, we're going to go ahead and do number 7 and number 8 because I want to get some practice in with this. Label the number line with decimals and fractions from 3.08 to 3.13. So this is our first number and this is our last number. We don't need to bother with anything beyond that because it just asks us to do in between these two. So this is going to be 3.08 and this is going to be 3.13, or 3 13/100ths. Hundredths because we are 2 places from the decimal to the right. So let's see. Label it with decimals and fractions in between. Okay, so they want us to do fractions and decimals in between these two numbers. So let's see. If I've got 13 and 8, let's see how many spaces I'm going to need. How could I figure that out? Well, how about if we have 5 spaces in between, because there, if you take 13 minus 8, you would get 5. So you know that you're going to have to count 5 spaces up. So I'm going to put 1 in the center and then 2 on each side. And that should give me my 5. And let's see if we're right. So we're going to have, I'm going to try to write small, 3.09, 3.10, because that's like my 10, right? So we went from a 0 in the 10th place to a 1 in the 10th place. 3.11, 3.12. Oh, I messed up somewhere. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I only needed I only needed 4 in between. And that's okay. Sometimes we make those mistakes and we just, if we spot them, we correct them, okay? So we have 3.8, 3.9, 3.09, 3.10, 3.11, 3.12, 3.13. Now I'm going to do my fractions up top. And when I'm doing these fractions, because I have 2 places to the right of the decimal, I'm going to put them over 100, and I'm just going to put my holes at the top of my fractions. And the way that I do that is very easy. This is 3.08. This is just going to become 308 over 100. Okay, so then 309 over 100, 310 over 100, 311 over 100, 312 over 100, and then this one's going to be 313 over 100. All right, number 8. Label the number line with decimals and fractions from 4/10 to 1. All right, so if this is my 4/10, and this is my 1. So this is going to be, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then my 10/10 would be 1. So let's see, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and 10/10, which is my 1. So I have from 4/10 to 1. Now I'm just going to turn these into decimals. So this would just be 0.4, 0.5, because we have a 10 on the bottom. That tells us that we are only 1 space over to the right of our decimal, to the 10ths place. And then this is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and this is 1.0. And we are done. All right, so for the bottom here, I only want to do number 10, 12, 14, and 16. So we're going to look at letter K, which is right here. It says name the decimal and mixed number for each point on the number line. So for K, let's see, we've got 4.6, and then this is 4.65. So I think these are going 4.61, and then this is going to be 4.62. So this is 4.62. I'm going to separate this with a comma, or 4 and 62 over 100. Okay, now I'm going to do number 12, M, which is all the way back here. So I've got 4.5, and then over here I have 4.55. So these are going to go to the hundredths place. So this is 4.51, 4.52, 4.53. And this would be 4.54, and then we have 4.55. So for number 12, our decimal is 4.53, and we are going to put this as 4 and 53 over 100. Okay, we're going to stop right here, and I will pick up in the next video.